Before we start the video, just note this is not going to be something amazing. So if you're going to be one of those kind of people that hate, please do not put it down in the comments. I would appreciate that. Anyway, enjoy. Hello everybody, Jpdminecart here, and today's video is kind of to celebrate the 500 subscriber mark. So I figured the way we could do this is kind of give you guys an office tour. So let's get straight to that, shall we? So this is how my office started out to be. And then this is the computer I used to use. And this is it now. Yeah. She's seen better days, but she wasn't really the best quality computer I've ever had. And yes, she is covered up in the snow. As you can see, it's been snowing pretty much for me, and this was the best timing I could ever get to show this thing. And even if I open inside this thing, which most likely it's froze up, okay, I can open it up, but you might be able to see, you might not be able to. You can see I've taken almost everything out of it, like a power supply, hard drive, even the RAM chips. I did take the processor out, or the motherboard, because those to me were crap, because this thing had an Intel Core Dural 2, whatever they want to call those Intel processors. And you're probably wondering, why is the CD drive there? That actually did take the CD drive, but this is actually similar, but it's a different one. But it's one that messed up when it doesn't work. So basically it's in there for parts. And even if I could find the cover to show you what the cover looks like, I can't. It's most likely buried in this snow of our scrap pile. So that may be what my old computer looks like. And that may have been what my old office looks like. But now, this is what my office looks like. Now, I know it may not look like much, and this is why I proclaim saying, if you're going to put any hate about it, please do not put it in the comments. Anyway, I'm having to redo this because the camera I used, it didn't work really good because the quality wasn't great. But yeah, we're going to go through everything in this office from here all the way from here. We won't really talk much about that because that's something I don't want to get much into. But anyway, starting on the main portion, these here are, if I go ahead and pull these up, so if I pull the menu, these monitors right here are Dell P22014H. What's cool about these monitors rotate, they tilt, they lift up and down, and so I can have this rotate like a streamer style. I can rotate it left or right, which is kind of what I have this one. I don't have it fully, but I can with this one. I can tilt them up and down. So these monitors here do 3 output or input videos. They do the VGA, DVD, and DisplayPort. I run DisplayPort on both of these. I mean, we'll talk more about this later. Another cool thing about these is these monitors have 4 USB outputs. So the input is Type B or a printer cable, whichever you prefer. I plug them into both, and I can get outputs with these. So very cool monitors. So these right here are my new CORSAIR headphones. They're the Void Elite RGB. I could be wrong, so I'm going to try to show these everything, at least details and stuff, on the screen. Then, of course, we come to my keyboard here. Now, this is a gaming keyboard. It's not mechanical, but it does have something amazing. But, obviously, let me introduce this keyboard. This here is the CORSAIR K55 RGB Pro gaming keyboard. What's cool about this keyboard is it has 6 extra functions here. And these 6 functions come real handy, because I use these functions with the Stream Deck. Because if you do not know that CORSAIR and ELGATO, they're the same company, but they're different providers. CORSAIR is the provider of all your gaming parts and your gaming equipment. ELGATO is the all your requirements of all your content creating stuff. So yeah, we'll get to more knowing and like showing on how these all work. But yeah, let's continue on. Next, we have this CORSAIR. I can't remember what it's called. So I think, hang on, let me see if I can look in the back. If not, it's on the screen. I can't remember what they call it, but it's on the screen. It's also in my link to my equipment website. So I know it's something Poon or something. I can't remember. But anyway, it's on the screen. So then, yeah, what's cool about this mouse is it also has 3 functions here, and these functions I have programmed whenever I'm in a Roblox game that has the chassis. Mainly, these 2 I can use in a lot of chassis games, but I have this one here customized just for ELC because I used it for ELC. Anyway, my mouse pad. It's a CORSAIR MM800 or 80. I can't remember fully. I knew it's somewhat like that, but yeah, that's what this is. This right here is another gaming mouse I have. This is the RAZER ABYSSUS, or it's right there, V2. Only 1 function. I have it custom, but I don't use it really much in gaming terms. And then this here is just a TV I have here. This is just what I see my light chat and stuff, and it is this right here. I'm not sure what particular model this is. I probably could find out and show it on stream. Now, my microphone here, and I'm definitely looking for an upgrade, but I'll get it. We'll come back and discuss that when the time comes in the future of the video. So this here is a fine K683. It's very cool. It has the mute button, it has the mic adjust, it has an aux port on the bottom, but I don't use it. Then my mic stand here, which is a Newer. I don't know how you pronounce that. I butchered it, but yeah, that's what that is. Now we come to the main portion of how all this happens, and that is all powered by my new computer I have. And this is it right here. This is a Dell Optiplex 3020. Now you're all probably wondering, oh man, it's not a gaming computer. And you're right, it is not a gaming computer. This here is a sleeper build. And what makes it a sleeper build, and we'll get in depth with all the specs and stuff once we pull it out and we take it out. So what makes it a sleeper build is it's not really got your traditional kind of stuff inside of it. Because what it has, once we take the panel out, this is what it has to offer. It's got itself a GPU, better power supply, better hard drive, and better RAM. So, to start off with the specs with this thing. This thing was originally a Windows 8, and the way I can tell is because if I look on the back, you can see there's a Windows 8 tag there. But the place I bought this from, I bought this from the Amazon refurbished. Now, obviously, it did not look like this when I bought it. The original specs this thing had was a 500GB HDD hard drive, which was a Toshiba. By the way, if you're looking for an HDD hard drive, do not get a Toshiba because those things do not last very long and they come to bottleneck issues. It had 8 gigs of RAM, had its default Optiplex series power supply, and that was pretty much it. No GPU, other than the onboard Intel graphics, which is also on the website. So, what I have done to this thing is I have upgraded the RAM, which is a 16 gig RAM stick, power supply. I went to the CORSAIR CX550M, which means it's a 550 watt power supply, and hard drive. I didn't really upgrade my storage, but I upgraded my type. I'm no longer an HDD, I am an SSD. This here is a Western Digital 500GB SSD hard drive. And it also has a CORSAIR SSD bracket. Now, when it comes to this good of a computer, obviously you need to have something to be sure your recording and your gameplay is good. That is where this comes into play. This right here is an official NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650, 4 gigs of RAM. Now, there is a story behind this, and we will get straight into that in the future of the video. But yeah, that here is the whole entire computer. So we're going to go ahead and snap the lid on this. We'll screw it on later. And we're going to go into the IO chill. Now, on board, this is something you want to take in consideration when buying a refurbished computer. I got very lucky about this. When you're buying a refurbished computer and you want to upgrade the RAM, find something that's guaranteed to be an 8 or higher. The reason why is when you put a new hard drive in and you go to activate your Windows, you are not paying nothing, and I mean nothing, for an activation key. So it's more worth getting a computer that was originally an 8 or higher, because if you get something that's a 7 or lower, you're going to be in a tough spot, because you're going to have to be lucky enough if you have an activation key, because it's a more process. So let me give you a kind of example, and I know this is not part of this video. Say this computer was a 7. I would have to get a 7 installation to put on the new drive, activate the 7 installation, then do the 10 installation. It's a more process, so it's just easier if you have something that's an 8 or higher, because when you do a 10 installation, it'll automatically activate. So that's that. Now, when I was telling you the 2 monitors run off display ports, that is because this graphics card only does 2 display ports and 1 HDMI. Now, y'all are probably thinking I could have used the HDMI, and I could have, but my monitors don't do that, and I did not want to buy a converter, and it's just easier for me just to buy the 2 display cables, which they're the same brand because I bought it on Amazon. So, of course, I also have my 2 cables right here, these 2, which is my inputs for my monitors. Then I have 2 3.0s back here, which this right here is connected to this capture box, which we'll get in depth with that more. And then I have the 2 top ones here, which one's my keyboard and one's my mouse. This is the keyboard, this is the mouse pad actually, because my mouse is actually connected to the mouse pad, which comes to here. And of course, your traditional power supply. So that's in depth, and yes, I'm aware of my cable situation, it don't look pretty, I know. And I'm sorry, cry all you want about it, but it's just something that I have not taken advance in resolving. And when the more I upgrade, the more it might get better. I don't guarantee that. But anyway, so that's the computer portion of stuff. Now we come to this side. So, of course, I have another Dell monitor. This is not the exact same thing as this, but it kind of has the same specs. Of course, these 2 right here are 920 by 1080. I actually don't know their official size, but this one right here, this one is a Dell P200. Okay, let me state that. 2020 10, basically right there. It does the same amount of ports as these do. It does the same amount of USB outputs it does, but the resolution, I gotta bring that back up. The resolution is a 1050 by, 1680 by 1050. So it's not a full on 920 by 1080, but it is registering that right there. And of course, I have a traditional Dell keyboard I connect to this thing, and this thing right here is the Xbox One S, 1 terabyte. And of course, you obviously have to have a controller. So this is the default controller I have, but with the charging deck, this is a Power A. And obviously, the speakers, which I didn't mention, those are just basic black webs. So, I think, oh yeah, I also have the Logitech 1080Q webcam, which I'm planning on changing that. My office chair, this is it right here. It ain't perfect, but it does good. But the main question is, how do I get this over here? Well, this is where I was talking about, where this right here comes into play. This right here, and if you're trying to be a budget gamer and you're trying to do console gameplay, this is alright. But if you have a good budget, I would not recommend getting this. I would recommend getting an ELGATO, because in ELGATO you'll have so much better luck than with this thing. This thing does okay. I mean, it says it does 1080Q, but I just would recommend getting an ELGATO because it's more reliable. Like, look at the tag. I know you can't fully tell because of the lighting, but the tag is fading. That's how bad this thing gets hot. But anyway, the way we actually convert our monitor, since our monitors do not do HDMI, we run a VGA converter. So an HDMI to a VGA converter here, which this I got pretty cheap at Menards. And of course, it has an aux where the audio comes out, and then we will look at that next. But from there, that goes straight away all the way to this box. So this right here is the Xbox going in, which goes to my computer, and the footage going to my computer comes out, goes to there, and displays right there. Now our audio, this is our audio right here, which is not great, but it works. And we have the one speaker there, and one speaker there. And also, yes, of course, I have some of the classic consoles here, which you kind of do see a glimpse of in the video. So I have the PS2, I have some NES, NES, SNES, which is the Super Nintendo. So the regular Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, 64, which 64 consoles here, and then some of the NES stuff, and then the Super Nintendo consoles there. I also have the Wii and some GameCube stuff. Wii's right there. But yeah, this is the office. So that is the whole tour of the office. Now, it is story time. We're going to start off with the GPU. The GeForce GTX 1650. The GeForce 1650 I have bought and I have in this computer was a used card. Now, of course, you're probably wondering, JPD, are you crazy to buy a used card? That something you could have been in a situation where you waste tons of money and found out that the card didn't work? No, you kind of, but not really. Before I decided to make the deal, I actually wanted to do depth and research to be sure it was compatible for my computer, even though the person I bought it from said it was. And mind you, there's another person that's in cahoots with this person. I know her because I have her, well, most of the day. So if I had something wrong or something didn't work right, I would go straight away went for her, and she probably would have went to him to talk everything out, and I would have probably got my money back. But that's the first half of my self-guarantee to get my money back. I don't think that was going to be a full guarantee. But anyway, the second thing was I went to my IT person. I clarified that to be sure that this card would fit and all that. And he said it was good. And for $200, yes, that's how much I bought it for. And some people say that I probably went a little too high for buying a used card. But hey, take in consideration that this was the first ever card I have ever bought. And I was in depth of needing one because of a lot of our streams and videos in the past, they did not be very smooth. And with this card, which I'm glad I made the purchase, has in depth changed a lot. Now, true, I have not done a lot of videos and stuff, and even I tried to get this one going, but with things I have going on in RL, because I'm in like my last year of high school, it has been tough to get these, kind of get the time to do this. Mind you, I do have a video coming out this Friday, the 2nd of the 18th. So, hopefully, it's out by the time I get this video done, which mostly don't guarantee. It's probably out right about now. So, if it is, check the eye out there. But, yeah. Another story, like I said, when I bought my Octoplex, this was something I wish I knew. I wish I knew about the whole Windows, like the original Windows deal, because if I did not know about that, which again, I got lucky, I would have spent more money or had to do the situation to where I would have to do with 7 installations. So if I had bought a computer that was originally a 7, I would have had to figure out what server pack it was, install that 7, hope for the best to activate with that 7. Otherwise, if I did not have a success in that, I would be having to spend more money on it than having to buy, like, I would spend more than just buying a hard drive. I would have to buy an activation key. So I got real lucky with figuring out that this computer was originally an 8. Now, mind you, I did not just get this computer. I got it with a keyboard, which I actually have right here because I use it for my other computer, which this is it. And it's kind of interesting how it, you can see, it's kind of got that, like, mechanical look to it, but it's not mechanical. And I also got the mouse as well, but the mouse is not here. The mouse is at a different location. Then also, what's also cool about this, and I didn't realize this computer came with, it came with a Wi-Fi antenna, like a USB Wi-Fi antenna, and that's kind of cool. That keyboard just fell. We'll just ignore that. But anyway, it's kind of cool because, well, if my end of the line gets cut off, I can just bypass it with the Wi-Fi. Actually, no, that's not good that it just fell, because now it's... Now it just went off on Discord. Shoot. Yeah, let's backspace while we speak. So yeah, it was cool that it had a Wi-Fi stick it came with. Now, another thing that I actually bought for this computer. Okay. Hopefully I'm not noticed. Anyway, another thing that I actually bought for this computer, and it's kind of amazing and it's really useful, especially because I'm an Xbox player. I like playing the Xbox controller on my computer. I get tired of having to connect the cable to this, and my solution that I have solved was I bought this little guy. Yes, it's a Bluetooth stick. I bought this, and it was an Amazon choice. It was great. It was worth the money. Alrighty, so when we were in the midst of talking about my CORSAIR K55 keyboard, I mentioned to you that it has 6 G key functions, and the functions are used, which I use for the Elgato Stream Deck. This is the Elgato Stream Deck right here. Now, for somebody that's wanting to look into getting a Stream Deck but doesn't want to buy one just in case they don't like it, you can buy this keyboard. You still have yourself a keyboard, as a beginning YouTuber and you get the stream deck functions and you can try these for yourself. Needless to say, I love them, that I want to take advantage and give myself a stream deck. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a tour of this. So what's cool about this is you can set this up to do your YouTube live chat, your viewers. You can have it set up for your Twitch. You can have it set up for a lot of stuff. We're on the bottom of the list, so let's actually start up. So it's cool enough. It does its Elgato game capture stuff, OBS studios, which is good because as you may notice, this is highlighted. This is me I'm recording right now, which is I'm using OBS for. And then I can do scenes, mixed audio. Mixed audio is great if you don't have a microphone with a built-in mute button. That would be a perfect deal for the 670, my old one. And then of course the record, stream, and then source, which source is you can turn on and off a source in a scene. So if I wanted to turn off this display capture, I could set this source up for it. Then you can also have it do a soundboard. So if you want to like set up a soundboard, so like 5 of my keys would be different sounds, 6 would be stop. You can do that. Then it's got some stream deck functions. You can do switch profile, all these other kind of deals. And then the next thing, which I use a lot when I'm streaming, is the Streamlabs desktop, which is basically Streamlabs OBS. So I use the scene deal here 4 times. I use it for my first scene, which they don't show because the program is not open. The program has to be open for all these to be confirmed. But I also use it for the stream button here, which usually I don't use it to start the stream. I use it to end the stream because I have to, if I would press the button to start, it would make a new profile. I have to press the go live button and set it up to, set it up to, you know, set to the schedule. So that is why I don't instantly just press that button. And then I can also have it do some system things, like I can have it do website, hotkey switch, hotkey, open, text, that. Then I can have it do Twitter stuff. I can also have it do climate controls, which is with Elgato stuff, Twitch studios, voice meter, you name it, most likely it can do it. And of course I also have some extra stream functions here, which is cool. And then I mentioned the YouTube and the Twitch. But yeah, that is the whole 6 functions that my keyboard can do. And I can also use these functions if I don't want to use this for like an Elgato, which that's if I get a stream deck. I can use these functions within the CORSAIR software. So if I go ahead and if I open up the CORSAIR software now, so this is the CORSAIR software. As you can see, the K55 RGB Pro is here. I can press key assigns and I can assign all of these right here. But I don't do it here because I like my CORSAIR, or no, the Elgato to do it. But until I ever get a stream deck, I might consider using these keys. But yeah, that's pretty much the functions that this keyboard can do for that too. So some things that I would like to consider on kind of changing. I know my lights need to be fixed. I'm hoping to have that done by tomorrow. But some things I would like to upgrade. This. Now this is a good microphone, don't get me wrong. I love this microphone. This microphone does great, but the problem I have, and I usually have this problem when I'm streaming, it is complicated for me to separate my audios. So like I have my music separated, my gameplay separated, so that way it's not collaged in the main. Like I can have them separated. So I am definitely wanting to do a microphone upgrade. And it's not going to be, well, it is, but it's not. It's not going to be a full-on direct USB. I am wanting to go to an XLR stage. Now, the Shure microphone, I'm hoping it's going to do good. I hear a lot of people use it, but I'm one of those kind of people that kind of doesn't really want to have the microphone in my camera. And I've seen an alternative to another microphone I could use, but the problem is it is so expensive. And special thanks for Dan TDM on that. So for now, I guess the start of a microphone upgrade is I want to do the Shure. Now obviously I do want to do the route of an audio compressor. Now some people are like, why not just do a software? I'd rather just have an actual hardware do that, just because if a hardware does it, I don't have to worry about softwares running in the background where the hardware is dealing with it. Now, obviously, how am I going to convert that XLR stuff to my computer? Am I going to get the Go XLR? No. The Go XLR, it may be cool, but it's too high priced for me. I was considering on looking and getting the ELGATO Wave XLR. It's like $400 cheaper the last time I looked at it, and the space between the Go XLR and the ELGATO Wave XLR, the Wave XLR is so small, it's not as like it will take as much desk space as the Go XLR, and you all see my desk space, and the desk space, I don't got a lot of room to work with, so I think that would be something great to do. Now, another thing I would love to take in consideration is to upgrade is this. Not you guys. I don't know why you guys think you need a change, but you don't. My camera. Now, I've showed that this is the Logitech 1090Q, and it's a good camera. But I want something that I can use to have a filter, or not a filter, but like a lens, so it's kind of easier for me to kind of zoom in. Like I can manually zoom in, I can kind of take out some of this excess space, and you guys won't be able to see that. You won't be able to see a little bit of that, and something that might pull more better quality. Now, I know that the Elgato Cam Link is going to be involved. The camera I would like to look into getting is the Canon Rebirth, is that what they call it? The T7 or T6. Basically, that's something I would like to look into doing. But time, the grinding, and earning the money to make it to where we are. Unless Mr. Beast does some sort of random donation deal thingamajig, something like that. I think YouTubers do that before in the past, but I don't guarantee me being lucky for that. I don't guarantee it at all. Yeah. Anything else? The storyline. Nope. So yeah, that is pretty much my office tour of where I'm at now. Like I said, it may not look pretty, it may not look fancy, but it's better, and it gets the job done for what I do. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a like. If you're new to the channel and you don't want to miss any of the videos, not a lot like these, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. But apart from that, I have been your host, Jpdminecart, and I thank everybody that has support the channel out of the kindness of my heart. I appreciate all to make it straight away to where we are, to the 500 mark. But apart from that, I will see you all next time. I butchered my outro a bit. I apologize. I'm not used to doing these. But anyway, bye everybody!